Welcome back to B&B for Phone. Today is a beautiful Friday to dive into the juiciest, most explosive drama unfolding on our favorite screen. Grab your coffee and get comfortable, because we have a massive showdown to unpack today, and trust me, the tension is absolutely off the charts. Let's get right into the thick of it, because the romantic entanglements of our younger generation have officially exploded into a spectacular mess. We are talking about the absolute chaos surrounding Will Spencer, Electra Forrester, and the wild card herself, Dylan. If you thought the tension was simmering before, it has now boiled over into a full-blown war. Dylan boldly confessed her deep, undeniable love for Will directly to Electra's face. Can you believe it? That takes some serious nerve. And as we all know, that confession triggered a massive physical confrontation where Electra actually slapped Dylan. But the drama does not stop there. The fallout is spilling over to the beach house, where Will is currently facing the absolute wrath of a deeply betrayed Electra. He is scrambling, trying to explain his actions and downplay the night he spent with Dylan. And you won't believe what happens next, as Will stands there, looking like a deer in the headlights, facing Electra's fury. Dylan had already confessed to Electra that she kissed Will before they fell asleep together on his sofa. Will, in a desperate attempt at damage control, confirms Dylan's story. He swears up and down that they only slept on the sofa and absolutely nothing else happened. But let's be honest, to Electra, that is exactly the same as a full-blown affair. It is the ultimate betrayal. She does not trust Dylan as far as she can throw her, and her mind is racing with the terrifying thought that they might have crossed way more boundaries than they are admitting to. The trust is completely shattered, and Will's frantic explanations are just falling on deaf ears. But here's the surprise, and it is a massive plot twist for Will's romantic hopes. We strongly predict that Will is going to receive a stinging slap across the face from Electra. That's crazy, right? But think about it. She already unleashed her physical anger on Dylan with a vicious slap. Why would she spare the man who actually broke her heart? Electra is livid, vindictive, and out for blood. She will likely argue that Will and Dylan deserve each other if they are both so willing to inflict this kind of agonizing pain on her. And despite Will literally begging on his knees for forgiveness, pleading for another chance to make things right, Electra is bringing the hammer down. She is delivering the ultimate bad news. She is firmly and completely refusing to take him back. Will is officially dumped, leaving him utterly devastated. Now, let's take a deep dive into the psychological profile of Electra Forrester, because her reaction here is incredibly telling. I have to say, I am starting to really dislike how she is handling this, even if she is the victim of a broken heart. Electra is channeling some serious dark energy right now. We have to remember her roots. Her career and her standing were built on the foundations laid by her Aunt Ivy Forrester and the notorious Quinn Fuller. And oh boy, is that Ivy Forrester DNA showing up right now? Instead of handling this breakup with grace, Electra is becoming vindictive. She is abandoning any moral high ground she might have had. Slapping people? Demanding that her rival be fired from Forrester Creations? That is textbook Ivy manipulation. Electra is acting completely hypocritically, utilizing her corporate power for a petty, personal revenge mission. It is a classic slow-paced plot turning into a high-speed collision of egos. We cannot forget the shadow of Quinn Fuller that looms over Forrester Creations. Quinn was a master at eliminating her rivals through any means necessary, often resorting to physical violence and extreme psychological warfare. Electra, whether she realizes it or not, is absorbing that toxic legacy. By demanding Dylan's termination, she is using the company as a weapon, prioritizing her bruised ego over the business's success. Why is Electra lashing out so violently? Are we really supposed to believe this is just about a kiss on a sofa? Absolutely not. This is about her shattered ego and her deep-seated insecurities. Electra thought she had the perfect Spencer Golden Boy wrapped around her little finger. Finding out that another woman managed to infiltrate Will's heart and his home is a massive blow to her pride. The physical slap we predict she will deliver to Will isn't just about punishing him for the kiss. It is a physical manifestation of her losing control over the narrative. She is terrified of looking foolish. By dumping him and potentially destroying Dylan's career, she is desperately trying to regain the upper hand. But honestly, it just makes her look weak and incredibly spiteful. And what about Will Spencer? Oh, Will, you absolute fool. I have a love-hate relationship with this character right now. On one hand, you have to feel sorry for the guy. He looks entirely heartbroken, desperate, and scrambling to fix a vase that is already shattered into a million pieces. But on the other hand, what did he expect? Let's analyze his mindset. Will is the son of Bill Spencer and Katie Logan. He grew up surrounded by massive family rivalries, romantic manipulation, and fathers who think they can buy or charm their way out of any consequence. Will subconsciously thought he could keep Dylan in his orbit, enjoy her adoration, and still maintain his perfect relationship with Electra. His inability to set firm boundaries is exactly what led to this disaster. He is naive, and that naivety just cost him the woman he thought he wanted to marry. Let's look at his mother, Katie Logan. Katie has spent her entire life fighting for respect, often playing the victim in her endless wars with Brooke. Will has inherited that same tendency to play the victim when backed into a corner. He stands there in the beach house, offering empty apologies, hoping his boyish charm will magically erase the fact that he completely shattered Electra's trust. He lacks the emotional maturity to understand that a betrayal of the mind and heart is often far worse than a physical affair. Why did he even let Dylan stay at the beach house in the first place? If he was so obsessed with Electra, he should have pushed Dylan away the second she showed any romantic interest. But he didn't. And that is the suspense of this whole storyline. Deep down, Will is drawn to Dylan's authenticity. Electra represents the high-maintenance, corporate royalty world of the Forresters. Dylan represents something grounded, real, and emotionally raw. When Will kissed Dylan back, it was his subconscious screaming that he wants something different. He is begging Electra for forgiveness now because his ego is bruised by the rejection. But I truly believe that once the dust settles, he will realize Electra did him a favor by walking away. Now we have to talk about the wild card herself, Dylan. What an incredibly complex and fascinating character. She arrived in Los Angeles hiding her true background, lying to the woman who raised her about being homeless just to cover up her actual circumstances. She is a former schoolteacher who suddenly threw a grenade into the glamorous world of Forrester creations. Dylan is defiant, deeply in love, reckless, and completely tired of hiding her true feelings. I actually admire her guts. She took a massive risk by confessing her love to Electra and refusing to back down. Yes, she got slapped for it, and yes, she is currently facing termination at Forrester Creations because of Electra's petty demands. But Dylan is a survivor. She knows what she wants, and she went for it. She is the ultimate disruptor in this successor character's storyline. And you won't believe what is bubbling under the surface for Dylan and Will. This is where the plot twists get incredibly juicy. Will is currently completely unaware that his father, the ruthless billionaire Bill Spencer, is about to step into this mess. Bill already disapproves of Will's obsession with Electra because she is a Forrester. Bill hates the Forresters. So, When Bill finds out that Electra dumped Will and is trying to ruin Dylan's life, what do you think he will do? Fan theories are going wild, and the internal logic of the show points directly to Bill playing savior. Bill is preparing to intervene, potentially hiring Dylan at Spencer Publications if she gets fired. But the real kicker? Bill is about to discover that Dylan's biological parents, who are arriving in LA, are actually his old friends. Bill is going to play matchmaker, and he will push Will and Dylan together just to spite the Forresters. It is an amazing setup. But wait, the ripple effects of this breakup are spreading fast, and we cannot ignore RJ Forrester in all of this. RJ is circling Electra right now like a shark smelling blood in the water. With Will officially out of the picture and Electra reeling from the betrayal, RJ is perfectly positioned to swoop in. And let's look at RJ's psychological state. He is channeling some serious Massimo Marone heritage right now. He is aggressive, arrogant, and highly calculating. When Electra demands that RJ help her fire Dylan, RJ is going to use that chaos to his advantage. He will gladly help destroy Dylan if it means he can permanently eliminate Will as a romantic rival. RJ isn't just comforting a friend. He is executing a strategic takeover of Electra's heart. It is dark, it is manipulative, and it is fantastic television. So, what are our predictions for the coming weeks? The suspense is killing me. First, I absolutely believe that Will is going to take that slap from Electra, and it will be the physical wake-up call he needs to realize how toxic she has become. Second, Wyatt Spencer is already launching a private investigation into Dylan's past. When Wyatt uncovers her secrets and shares them with Bill, the Spencer family is going to close ranks around Dylan, making her untouchable to Electra's corporate bullying. We are looking at a massive Spencer versus Forrester war, with Will and Dylan on one side and Electra and RJ on the other. It perfectly mirrors the historical feuds of their parents, proving that the apple truly does not fall far from the tree in Los Angeles. Let's be real, this is exactly the kind of high-stakes, emotionally charged drama we live for. The replacement actors and successor characters are finally coming into their own and delivering legacy-level performances. Will is going to have to do some serious soul-searching. Does he want the vindictive Forrester princess who slapped him and threw him away, or does he want the mysterious, passionate woman who risked everything just to sleep on his sofa? The choice seems obvious to me, but in this world, nothing is ever simple. We will be watching every single frame of this fallout. What do you guys think? Does Will deserve the slap? Is Electra going too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.